Ready, your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer adversary, an inhuman wretch.
I have heard your grace hath taken great pains to qualify his religious course. But since he stands obdurate, and that no lawful mean can carry me out of his envy's breach, and am armed to suffer with a quietness of spirit.
Go. Call the Jew into court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think so too, that thou but leadest this fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act, and then, 'tis thought, thou shalt show thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy apparent cruelty. And where thou now exacts the penalty, which is a pound of this poor merchant's flesh, thou wilt not lose to forfeiture, but forgive a moiety of the principal, glancing an eye of pity on his losses. We all expect a gentle answer, Jew.
I have possessed your grace of what I propose, and by our holy Sabbath I have sworn to have the due and forfeit of my bond. If you deny it, let the danger light upon your charter and your city's freedom. You'll ask me why I rather choose to have a weight of carrion flash than to have 3,000 ducats. I'll not answer that, but say it is my humor keep. I give no reason, nor I will not, more than I lodge hate and certain loathing. I bear Antonio, and I follow this, a losing suit against him. Are you answered?
This is no answer.
I am not bound to please thee with my answers.
Do all men kill the things they do not love?
Hates any man the thing he would not kill?
Every offense is that I hate it first.
What, would thou have a serpent sting thee twice?
I pray you, think you question with the Jew. You may as well do anything most hard as seek to soften that, then what's harder? His Jewish heart. Therefore I do beseech you, make no more offers, use no farther means, but with all brief and plain conveniency, let me have judgment and the Jew his will.
For thy 3,000 ducats,
For thy 3,000 ducats, here is 6.
if every ducat and 6,000 ducats were in 6 parts, and every part a ducat, I would not draw them, I would have my bond.
How shalt thou hope for mercy, rendering none?
What judgment shall I dread, doing no wrong? You have among you many a purchased slave, which you use as an object in slavish parts. Because you bought them, shall I say to you, let them be free? You will answer, the slaves are ours, the pound of flesh mine, and I will have it.
Upon my power, I may dismiss this court, unless Valerio come here today.
My lord, here stays without a messenger with letters from the doctrine who come from Plata.
Bring us the letters, call the messenger.
Good cheers, Antonio. What man's heard yet?
I am a tainted wether of the flock, meet us for death.
Came you from Pata, from Valerio?
From both, my lord. Valerio greets your grace.
Why dost thou whet thy knife so earnestly?
To cut the forfeiture from thou bankrupt there.
Oh, be thou damned, inexcredible dog, and for thy let justice be accused.
Repair thy wit, good youth, or it will fall to cureless ruin. I stand here for law.
This letter from Valerio doth commend the young and learned doctor to our court. Where is he? He attendeth here hard by to know your answer whether you'll admit him. With all my heart. Go give him courteous conduct to this place. The court shall hear Valerio's letter. Your Grace shall understand that, at the receipt of your letter, I am very sick, but in the instant that your messenger came, in loving visitation was with me a young doctor of Rome. His name is Balthazar. I acquainted him with the cause and controversy between the Jew and Antonio the merchant. He is furnished with my opinion, which, bettered with his own learning, the greatness whereof I cannot enough commend, I leave him to your gracious acceptance, whose trial shall better publish his commendation. Welcome. Take your place. Are you acquainted with the difference that holds this present question in the court?
I am informed thoroughly of the cause, which is the merchant here, and which the Jew.
Antonio and old Shylock both stand forth.
Is your name Shylock?
Shylock is my name.
Of a strange nature is the suit you follow, yet in such rule that a Venetian law cannot impugn you as a do proceed. You stand within his danger, do you not?
So he says.
Do you confess the bond?
I do.
Then must the Jew be merciful?
On what compulsion must I? Tell me that.
The quality of mercy is not strained. Though justice be the plea, consider this, that in the course of justice none of us should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and that the same prayer doth teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke thus much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which if thou follow, the strict court of Venice must needs give sentence against the merchant there.
My deeds upon my head, I crave the law, the penalty and forfeit of my bond.
Is he not able to discharge the money?
Yes, here I tender it for him in the court, ye's twice the sum. And I beseech you, rest once the law to your authority, to do a great right, to do a little wrong, and curb this cruel devil at his will.
It must not be. There's no power in Venice can alter a decree established. 'Twill be recorded for precedent, and many in error by the same example will rush to the stake. It cannot be.
A Daniel come to judgment. Yeah, a Daniel. Oh, wise young judge, how I do honor thee.
I pray you let me look upon the bond.
Here 'tis, most reverend doctor, here it is.
Shylock, there's thrice thy money offered thee.
An oath, an oath. I have an oath in heaven. Shall I lay perjury upon my soul? No, not for Venice.
Why this bond is forfeit, and lawfully by this Jew may claim a pound of flesh to buy him cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Be merciful, take thrice thy money, bid me tear the bond.
When it is paid according to the tenor, it doth appear you are a worthy judge. I charge you by the law, whereof you are a well-deserving pillar. Proceed to judgment. By my soul I swear, there is no power in the tongue of man to alter me. I stay here on my bond.
Most heartily I do beseech the court to give the judgment.
Why then, thus it is, you must prepare your bosom for his knife.
O noble judge, O excellent young man.
For the intent and purpose of the law hath full relation to the penalty, which there appeareth due upon the bond.
'Tis very true, O wise and upright judge. How much more elder art thou than thy looks?
Therefore lay bare your bosom.
Say, says, the bond, doth it not, noble judge? Nearest the heart is where the very wounds.
It is so. There are balance here to weigh the flesh.
I have them ready.
Have by some surgeon Shylock on your charge to stop his wounds, lest do lead to death?
Is it nominated in the bond?
It is not so expressed, but one of that. 'Twere good you do so much for charity.
I cannot find it. 'Tis not in the bond.
You merchant, have you anything to say?
But little, I am armed and well prepared. Give me your hand, Bassanio. Fare you well. Grieve not that I am fallen in this for you. The Jew do cut but deep enough. I'll pay it instantly with all my heart.
Antonio, I am married to a wife which is as dear to me as life itself. The life itself my wife, and all the world are not with me esteemed above thy life. I would lose all, I sacrifice them all, here to this devil to deliver you.
Your wife aside would give you little thanks for that, if she were to hear you make the offer.
I have a wife who I protest I love. I would she were in heaven, so she could entreat some power to change this curious Jew.
'Tis well you offer it behind her back. The wish would make else an unquiet house.
These be the Christian husbands. I pray thee, pursue sentence.
Stop. Court awards it, and the law doth give it.
Most rightful judge.
And you must cut this flesh from off his breast. The law allows it, but the court awards it.
Most learned judge, a sentence come prepared.
Tarry a little. There is something else. This bond doth give thee here not jot of blood. The words expressly are a pound of flesh. Take then thy bond, thou thy pound of flesh, but in the cutting it, if thou dost shed one drop of Christian blood, thy lands and goods are by the law of Venice confiscated unto the state of Venice.
O upright judge, mark Jew, O learned judge.
Is that the law?
Thyself shalt see the act, for as thou urgest justice, be assured thou shalt have justice more than thou desirest.
O learned judge, mark Jew, O learned judge.
I take this offer then, pay the bond thrice, and let the Christian go.
Here's the money.
Soft, the Jew shall have all justice. Soft, no haste. He shall have nothing but the penalty.
O Jew, an upright judge, a learned judge.
Therefore prepare thee to cut off his flesh. Shed thou no blood, nor cut thou less nor more, but just a pound of flesh. If thou takest more or less than just a pound, be it but so much as makes it light or heavy in the substance, or the division of the 20th part of one horse scruple. Nay, if the scale do turn, but in the estimation of a hair thou diest, and all thy goods are confiscated.
A second Daniel, a Daniel Jew. Now infidel, I have you on the hip.
Why doth the Jew pause? Take thy forfeiture.
Give me my principal and let me go.
I have it ready for thee. Here it is.
He hath refused it in open court. He shall have merely justice in his bond.
A Daniel still say, a second Daniel. I thank thee, Jew, for teaching me that word.
Shall I not have barely my principal?
Thou shalt have nothing but the forfeiture, to be so taken at the peril, Jew.
Why then, the devil give him good of it. I stay no longer question.
The law hath yet another hold on to you. It is enacted in the laws of Venice, and it be proved against an alien that by direct or indirect attempts he seek the life of a citizen. The party against which he doth contrive shall seize one half his goods, the other half comes to the privy coffer to the state, and the offender's life lies in the mercy of dukes only, against all other voice. In which predicament I say thou standst, for it appears by manifest proceeding, that indirectly and directly too thou hast contrived against the very life of the defendant, and thou hast incurred the danger informally by me rehearsed. Down therefore and beg mercy of the Duke.
Beg that thou mayest have leave to hang thyself, and yet thy wealth being forfeit to the state, thou hast no left the value of a cord.
For half thy wealth it is Antonio's, the other half comes to the general state, which humbleness may drive unto a fine.
A for the state, not for Antonio.
Nay, take my life and all.
What mercy can you render him, Antonio?
A halter gratis, nothing else for God's sake.
So please my lord the Duke and all the court to quit the fine for one half of his goods. I am content, so he will let me have the other half in use, to render it upon his death unto the gentleman that lately stole his daughter. 2 things provided more, that for this favor he presently becomes a Christian, the other, that he do record a gift, here in the court, of all he dies possessed unto his son Lorenzo and his daughter.
He shall do this, or else I do recant the pardon that I late pronounced here.
Art thou contented, Jew? What dost thou say?
I am content.
Clerk, draw a deed of gift.
I pray you give me leave to go from hence. I am not well. Send the deed after me, and I will sign it.
Get thee gone, but do it.
In christening shalt thou have 2 godfathers.
Sir, I entreat you home with me for dinner.
I humbly do desire your grace of pardon. I must away this night toward Padua, and it is meet I presently set forth.
I'm sorry that your leisure serves you not. Antonio, gratify this gentleman, for in my mind you are much bound to him.
Much worthy gentlemen, I and my friend have, by your wisdom, been this day acquitted of grievous penalties. In lieu whereof 3,000 ducats due unto the Jew, we freely cope your courteous pains with thou.
And stand indebted over and above in love and service to you evermore.
He is well paid that is well satisfied, and I, delivering you, am satisfied, and therein do account myself well paid.
Dear sir, of course I must attempt you further. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute. contempt you further. Take some remembrance of us as a tribute. Not as a fee, grant me two things, I pray you, not to deny me and to pardon me.
Give me your gloves, I'll wear them for your sake, and for your love I'll take this ring from you. Do not draw back your hand, I'll take no more.
This ring, good sir, laughter is a trifle. I will not shame myself to give you this.
I will have nothing else but only this, and now methinks I have to mark it.
There is more shame on this than on the value. The dearest ring in Venice will I give you, and find it out by proclamation. Only for this, I pray you pardon me.
I see, sir. You are liberal in offers. You taught me first to beg, and now methinks you teach me how a beggar should be answered.
Good sir, this ring was given me by my wife, and when she put it on, she made me vow that I should never sell nor give nor lose it.
And if your wife be not a mad woman, and know how well I have deserved this ring, she would not hold out enemy forever for giving it